All right, hey, what's up guys? It's Roy here, and with today's video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing and first impressions video of the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G. Now, I pre-ordered this from T-Mobile and I was expecting to get it on Friday, but it's Wednesday, August 25th, and guess what? It showed up. So I was really excited to see that I got it 2 days early. Now, with this video, I want to do an unboxing, kind of give you my impressions as I'm touching and feeling it and all that good stuff, and just kind of try to explain how it feels in the hand. But while I'm doing that, I also want to go over the specs as well a little bit, so that way you know the dimensions, the weight, all that stuff as we go through this device together. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so first things first, guys, the box. So as you can see, the box is actually a pretty cool box, and as Flossie Carter says, I love a good box. So with this, you have this really cool two-tone look here. You got the black and the gray. You have this more reflective silverish pearl color with the top part of the Z. Got a matte black Z there. You got Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G there. On the side, two-tone, obviously, with Samsung. Two-tone on this side with Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G. And then on the back, just the jargon as usual, but it does just talk about what is inside of the box, which obviously the main thing that you're not seeing is obviously it's saying a power brick, which we all knew that up front. But it does come with a USB-C cable, a quick start guide, and then of course the phone. So I already broke the seals right before I started this video because I wanted to go ahead and at least start up the phone and let that process start, because I started the video earlier and it just really halted. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and break the seals, do that real quick, but I wanna show you what you get inside of it. So let's go ahead and get it out of the box. So you got that right here. Here is the device, which we will set that to the side right there. And what you get inside the actual packaging and the box and everything is, like I said, it comes in here. So obviously you do get your SIM ejector tool there. And then when you pop this open to get everything out, you are greeted with that USB-C to USB-C charging cable like I mentioned. So just a standard black charging cable. And then just some paperwork inside of here. So like I said, you get a quick start guide, something here that I saw earlier. So let's see what it says. It says Galaxy Z Premier, a world of benefits is waiting for you. So it says it comes with additional perks. I can scan this QR code and then and then redeem my benefits, which I don't know what that is. From what I've heard, if you did pre-order the device, then you are getting $150 to play with on Samsung's website, because that was kind of similar to what they did with the S21 when I pre-ordered, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get this taken apart. All right, nothing like unwrapping the new toy. And here it is. Here is the Z Flip 3. So as you can see, I went with Phantom Black, which I absolutely love matte black phones. I wish the S21 came in it, but unfortunately you had to step up to the big boy S21 Ultra to get the matte black finish. Which I went with Phantom Gray, and I love Phantom Gray, don't get me wrong, but matte black is where it's at. So as you can see here, it's this matte black, just really premium feeling back here. You can see the metal portion here where the hinge is, which we'll play with that in just a sec. You have this glossier black up here up top where your camera, your camera lenses are, and then of course you got your flash below here. And then, like I said, it is just this matte black finish. So it's a combination of a plastic, and then it also has Gorilla Glass Victus to help with protection as well on the back. So you're getting that extra protection. And then to talk about the sides here, you do have some aluminum alloy, like just rails around here. So you can kind of see the antenna little rails here and stuff like that. You have your power button here, which is kind of indented in there a tad bit, but it is a fingerprint scanner as well. So that's pretty interesting that it's got that fingerprint side mounted scanner there. You do have your volume up and down button there. So it's just one solid slab, but obviously you got the up and down there. And then when you scroll down to the bottom here, you do have your USB-C port and your stereo speaker there. And then of course you got some mics there. And then when you go to the sides here, as you can see, once again, it's no buttons, obviously no Bixby button or anything like that, but matte black all across the sides here. They did decide to put the SIM card slot up here, up at the top versus down at the bottom like the S21, which is okay. And then at the top, once again, aluminum matte black top up here with a mic cutout up top. Now the screen itself is a big boy 6.7 inch foldable dynamic AMOLED 2X screen. So it's 6.7 inches, but the measurements when you have it folded out are 166 millimeters in height and then 72.2 millimeters in width. And then as far as the thickness goes, it's 6.9 millimeters right there. So it's a pretty tall aspect phone. Like I said, it's 6.7 inches. So as you can see here, I mean, I'm able to kind of do my thumb test there, but you know, as far as reaching to the top, you're really going to want to hold the phone more in the middle to do, you know, to be able to do some more one-handed, actions. But obviously you got the swipe down notification shade options, all those things that will help with one-handed operations. But like I said, it's a big boy screen, and I'll go over it a little more once I actually get it turned on. But let's go ahead and talk about the most important part. Ta-da! The fold part of it, that flip with the hinge. So as you can see here, it's a matte black hinge there that says Samsung and a more reflective type of material there, more gloss. But like I said, you have that hinge here, which is just awesome. It just makes the phone that much more compact where you can fit it in your pocket so much easier. I mean, look at that, guys. It's in my hands. It looks absolutely stunning. I love this. I absolutely love this. I mean, it's so cool. Brings back old memories of using flip phones back in the day, because I think the last flip phone I used was the old school Razr. So I'm really stoked to be able to have a new foldable flip phone. So as far as the measurements when it's closed, so basically it's 86.4 inches tall, still obviously the same 72.2 millimeters in width. And as far as the thickness goes, it just depends, because as you can see there, you have a little bit of a gap, so it kind of goes into that sandwich style there. So on the more compressed end, it's going to be 15.9 millimeters, and then more where the gap is, you're looking at 17.1 millimeters. So it's very slim regardless, but you do have that little tiny gap. As you can see through that, which is what it is. So let's go ahead and get it turned on. So I'm going to just power it on real quick. There we go. So let's go ahead and get it all started up. So as it's getting started up, let's talk a little more about this screen. So like I said, it's a 6.7 inch foldable AMOLED 2X screen. It has a 120 hertz display, so that refresh rate is awesome. Obviously 60 hertz is in the past, 120 was where it's at. It's a 1080 by 2640 pixels, so it's a 426 ppi density, and the brightness of this at peak is at 1200 nits, so it's going to be perfectly fine with direct sunlight. So you're going to get that definite, obvious being able to see without any issues. But let me go and put in my little swipe pattern there. It's still probably booting up everything, because literally I just opened it, logged in, and then let it start to work. So it's probably still going through all the processes here. But like I said, it's a super, super bright screen. You can see where the hinge is when it's a darker background that's on the phone. So as you see the light hitting the screen, you can see that reflection where the hinge is. But when you're actually using the phone, from all the reviews that I've seen, you don't really notice it, but you can feel it whenever I'm touching it right there, like with that little hinge. I do feel it, but I don't think it's going to bother me terribly too much, but it's there. But as far as the outside screen goes, you have a 1.9 inch Super AMOLED display here. Go ahead and turn that on. So there it is, boom. So much bigger than the old models. So you got a 1.9, like I said, inch Super AMOLED display, 260 by 512 as far as pixels go. But you're able to do quite a bit on this screen versus how the old one was. It's a much more usable screen where you can scroll through for music. You can keep on scrolling for your alarms, a timer, you can add a widget, and then just go back to your time. And then of course, my missed calls. So you're able to really use this for a lot of different things and actually swipe the notifications away if you wanted to, which I can't do that one because it's still completing as far as the setup goes. But it's really cool because you can see the time, you can see the battery percentage, and the date. So that's a pretty cool usable screen there. So since it's staring at us, let's talk about the cameras. So as far as the cameras go, you have two camera lenses on the back. So you have a 12 megapixel wide angle and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle. So as far as the wide angle goes, you have a f-stop of 1.8. So the lower the f-stop, the more light that the lens is bringing in. So it's gonna be pretty good at low light shots and everything like that, especially with the night mode and all that. And with the ultra wide, you're sitting at f2.2. Now, as far as the video capabilities go, obviously you got your 1080 and 4K and all that. It can record up to 4K 60 frames per second. And it even can do at 720 as a resolution all the way up to 960 frames per second for that super slow-mo. But I will never use that. It's very unusable footage. But it can do 1080 at 240 frames per second. So that's kind of cool. But like I said, you got very much two usable camera lenses there on the front. Now on the, or I should say on the back. Now on the front with the selfie camera, you do have a selfie camera here, and it is a 10 megapixel with an f2.4 stop, and it can record up to 4K 30 frames per second. So you're not getting 60, but it still is able to record at 4K 30 on the front. So not too shabby. Another thing to point out, obviously, with the screen here is it does actually come with a built-on screen protector already, which is kind of nice. So it's already provided. So I'm really excited about that. Now with the screen itself, you're not actually getting Gorilla Glass Victus on the front. It's actually their stretchable PET, as they call it. So it's a stretchable polyethylene terephthalate or something like that. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's an extra coating that they've added to the screen. So it's going to make it 80% more durable than the previous model. So you're not getting Gorilla Glass on the front, but you are getting that PET coating on there that's going to be able to help, especially with all the folding that you're doing with the device and everything like that. Now, Samsung has said that it will withstand up to 200,000 folds, which I don't know what that equates to. I mean, obviously you're having to do that extra motion if you are closing the phone and opening it and closing it and opening it throughout the day, because I use my cell phone pretty religiously at work. So for me, I'm definitely gonna be testing that because like I said, I am on the phone all day, every day with my job. So that is a big part for me. So as far as the build quality and the hardware of the device, I've already kind of briefly talked about it, but like I said, it's got an aluminum frame. You have a glass back and plastic front. You got Gorilla Glass Victus on the back. It is an IPX8 water resistant rating, so there's no dust resistant rating on it, but you are getting that water resistance. So it's up to 1.5 meters at 30 minutes. There is no dust resistance. So obviously with the hinge and everything like that, there can be some gunk and stuff that get inside of that screen where the opening is here. So just be careful. Obviously don't, use it a lot where it's like super dusty or sandy, like on a beach or something like that. Now, as far as the internals go, it is powered by the Snapdragon 888. So you got that 888 Snapdragon Qualcomm chip in there. So obviously you got the latest and greatest from Qualcomm. It's running Android 11 with the One UI 3.1.1 skin over it. which if you're a Samsung person, then you know exactly how it looks and how it feels and everything like that. But it's got 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage with this particular model. Like I said, if you do want to bump, you can go to the 256 gigs of storage, which is only $50 more because this model is $999, and the bump up to the 256 gigs of storage is $1,049. So $50 more, you get double the storage, and it's definitely worth the 50 more bucks. But for me, T-Mobile was running a hell of a special, so I'm trading in an old Pixel device and basically getting this for free on an EIP. Now, as far as the battery goes on this phone, you are getting a 3300 milliamp battery in this device. So it's not the biggest battery in the world, but obviously with it being a foldable phone, you know, you had to, you know, put it in here somewhere, but it's 3300 milliamps, so it's not huge. You are getting fast charging with it, but it only peaks at 15 watts. So you're not getting like this ridiculous fast charging like other new phones are getting, but it's still 15 watts. So it's gonna power it pretty quickly and give you enough juice. It does have wireless charging, so you are able to fast wireless charge it, and it peaks at 10 watts. And it does also come with the capabilities of the reverse wireless charging if you wanna, like, you know, power, for example, like some Galaxy Buds or something like that and put it on the back, then you are able to do that, and it peaks at 4.5 watts. So it's obviously very slow, very inefficient, but in a pinch, if you want to throw your buds on there, you're good to go. So as far as miscellaneous things that I just wanted to talk about, it does have stereo speakers. So obviously you got speakers up here at the top, and you got speakers that are, you know, down firing here. So they're tuned by AKGs. They sound good, they sound loud. So just for fun, let's go ahead, and I haven't even logged into probably YouTube yet, yeah, but let's just see how loud they are. So just for fun, let's do MKBHD.
So Tesla just announced a whole human-sized, human-shaped, sentient robot. This is not a drill, this is a thing that really just happened, and a lot of things come to mind when hearing that. So let's get
there you go. It sounds really good. It's very loud. So definitely sounds really good. And as you can see, the quality of the screen is really nice. As you can see there, just watching an MKBHD video, it looks very good. You can pinch to zoom and give you that much wider angle here, obviously with the 6.7-inch screen. And as you can see here, you do have that selfie hole punch camera there in the middle. Unlike the Fold, it's not under the screen, but I'm okay with that because I'd rather have a better selfie camera and still have the hole punch there versus the under the screen and have a crappy selfie camera. So there's the screen, looks beautiful and sounds really good. Now it does also have Bluetooth 5.1, so you are getting the latest and greatest with Bluetooth on this device here. So, you know, with my S21, it was just Bluetooth 5. With this one, it's Bluetooth 5.1. So that's awesome. And unfortunately, it does not have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which is obvious. Most new phones don't anymore. Budget phones do for some reason, like the Pixel 5a and the 4a and the 4a 5G, but you don't get it on this one. But that's okay. And also there is no expandable storage. I can't remember if I mentioned that earlier. So you are stuck with the 128 or the 256. And the last thing that I'll talk about is the colors. So as far as the colors go, this is the Phantom Black, but it also comes in a bunch of other colors, 7 total, to be honest with you. So you got Phantom Black, then you also have green, lavender, and cream. So those are all the standard colors that the device comes in, but there are some exclusive Samsung colors that are white, which very much reminds me of the Google Pixel 2, the Panda color. I would have loved to have gotten that, but I'll be adding the skin on here from Soapy Guard and I'll kind of get that two-tone look. But you do get white with Samsung, or you can do gray or pink. So those are exclusively for Samsung buyers if you bought it from Samsung directly. So 4 colors total, but I cannot tell you enough of how beautiful this matte black is. It is sexy, and I'm super stoked to just, use this phone and play with it and just, you know, use it daily. Because like I said, I literally am on my phone a lot. I mean, probably 6 hours out of the day I'm using my cell phone at work, just because I don't like use my office phone. I like my clients to have my personal number. And so yeah, so with that being said, this bad boy is going to get a lot of use. So I'll be doing a full review of this device probably in about a week, so that way I can give you my true just unbiased, like, hey, this is what I've noticed about the phone, this is what I love, this is what I hated, and we'll see. So there you have it, guys. There is the Z Flip 3 5G from Samsung. Let me know, guys, if you got this phone. You know, I think this is going to be the more popular of the two. The Fold 3 looks cool, is fun to play with, but I don't just think it's practical. I don't like the aspect ratio of the outer screen. It's cool to have a tablet in your pocket, but I'd rather much rather have a phone like this that looks like a normal phone when it's open, and then boom, close it up, put it in your pocket, and you're good to go. So hit that like button, guys, if you liked the video. If you loved it, please subscribe and ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe, God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.